Kazarian and Moxley. Tell me what you thought first so that people don't accuse you of parroting my comments.
Well, I've said it a few times recently here on the show. I like Moxley's persona, and I think he does good promos, but I'm not a fan of his actual in-ring work. I think this is one of those matches, and I feel bad saying this because I think Frankie Kazarian is a talented guy, but I knew the result before the match started. And and because of that, I didn't care as much about this match as I probably should have. I thought the pacing was a little too slow for me. I did not like the match at all. I hate to say this too. I think Scorpio Sky is a tremendous talent, but I'm not a fan of SCU as a unit. And I don't know what you could do with Kazarian other than have him team with one of those guys. But as soon as the match started, I said Kazarian's going to lose. And then nothing happened pace-wise with the match that pulled me into it.
I agree with some of that. But still, we see a lot of matches where we know down deep in our heart of hearts that some guy isn't going to fucking win or whatever. But part of this, and by the way, why does Moxley still enter through an empty arena? There's no fans for him to be up there fucking showing solidarity with.
They should say he does it so he can get around the COVID-19 testing. Throw that wrinkle in there.
But here was the problem with this match. Both guys are pros. Both guys are veterans. Both guys look athletic and can work. Like you said, Moxley has the badass persona and the promos. I wish he had more size to back it up that he looks like a fucking Steve Austin kind of ass-kicking guy, but still. But they were both baby faces. These guys are both baby faces. Why have the match? If you can have a babyface match if it's set up properly for a title with a misunderstanding or whatever to sweeten it up a little bit. You can have baby faces work with each other on the underneath card. 10-minute Broadway was always good. Get them in their seats and get them set down. Open the show with two baby faces just wrestling. But two top baby faces, especially the world champion and another baby face, there was nobody to fucking boo necessarily. They have to just do shit back and forth to each other. Moxley is not a technical wizard, or at least he doesn't portray himself to be, to the point where they're going to have this big scientific match. They have to do some of Moxley's shit. They did good, solid wrestling at home, but it was nothing to write home about. But if they wanted to have a babyface versus babyface match, I would have had Cody against Kazarian for a great wrestling match, go 15 minutes, and Cody go over, and it wouldn't hurt Kazarian, and put Moxley with Jelly because Moxley can do the garbage wrestling that Jelly knows how to do, and let Moxley beat Jelly up for 6 or 8 minutes. But
by the way, I agree with you. That probably would have made me care about the Kazarian match more if it was him and Cody and then Moxley and Nutella.
And Kazarian, I will say, I like him, but he has the strangest headlock grip I've ever seen. I don't know if he's got a broken finger or what. But anyway, but the guys, they're in shape. They can work. Their shit looked good. Besides being a babyface match, there was nothing wrong with it. It was a little long, but that was understandable because of the situation. Better than seeing one of the joke wrestlers they trot out because of the thin roster. Their roster of legitimate major league talent is thin. And it's their own fault. And then suddenly Moxley got this double arm DDT, the paradigm shift. If you did a fucking survey outside the arena when there was fans, how many of them would be able to define paradigm?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. Probably not many.
The paradigm shift. I'd rather get hit with the paradigm shift than get hit with Abdullah the Butcher's meat cleaver. I understood that. Anyway, following this match, 6 or 7 fat schlubs and children dressed up in dork order outfits and black masks jump Moxley and beat him up. And there was nobody doing the fake punches on the mat like there was in that famous clip, but this looked just short of that as far as bad. Are these not trained wrestlers? Are they not even wrestling school students? There was one guy that did the spine buster that was topless, didn't have a shirt on. He looked good. I think Pizzeria Uno was in there. His shit doesn't look any good, but at least you know he's been a wrestler. The rest of these guys,
I don't think he was there. I don't think.
I thought he was the fat one. There was a fat one with a mask.
I was under the impression that the original Dark Order, Uno and Grayson, weren't there, that these are all the makeshift guys and the shirtless guy who's the new guy they brought on.
I knew I didn't see Grayson because he don't wear a mask, but I thought the fat guy in the black shirt and the mask, maybe there's just another fat guy. The point is, it was horrible. Phony fucking heat offense. They're beating up fucking Moxley, who's having to sell for this. They beat up SCU. Daniels and Sky came back out. Horrible, bad heat that went on forever. Here's the problem that they've found out: when you've got baby faces in the crowd that mean anything, they are buried by this. And because that used to be something back in the old days when you had nothing to do in the locker room but go out and watch the matches. You could do some stuff in the parking lot, but if you were done with the parking lot and you had nothing to do in the locker room, you went out and watched the matches. But the booker or one of the referees or whatever, somebody in the match would always warn you, hey, we've got a hot finish or we're getting heat after. So all the baby faces would be gone and they wouldn't be seen watching the heels getting heat, because then why aren't they making a save? So I didn't keep track of who was in the crowd, but you had a couple of baby faces. But the fucking point is, nobody tried to help. Nobody tried to stop this. And then Brodie Lee comes out, hits Daniels with a chair, clotheslines Moxley, stands over Moxley, and did possibly the worst, emotionless, unconvincing promo I've ever heard. The Stooge is standing over Moxley, who's finally selling something. Remember, we said he could get run over by a fucking truck and wouldn't sell it. Now he's finally staying down, and it's something he shouldn't have been selling because it made the world champion look like a fucking idiot. This whole thing was phony, boring, contrived, fucking rotten, buried Moxley. The promo went forever. He had to lay there and sell so long while he was talked down to with nobody trying to help him. And then they build up to this whole thing where Brodie Lee has issued the challenge and Moxley crawls over trying to be the badass in the movie. Yes, sir, may I have another? That crawls over and said, hey, man, all you had to do was ask. And then they beat him up again. And it looked like shit then, too. Why are they fixated on this dork order bullshit? Brodie Lee is less interesting now than he was before I had seen him ever. The promos don't work. He's reciting scripts. He's not using words that sound natural. This whole fucking thing and all these fucking idiots and these masks. It's just it's stinker time. You're telling people this is going to be a stinker. Anytime we see these fucking schlubs come out, this is going to fucking be bad and suck. And if they realize it, they will not. They're Vince level stubborn on this. They won't fucking quit. So Brodie Lee is useless at this point in terms of drawing any money.
Yeah, there's not too much I got to add to that. The Dork Order is go away heat, and they've now infiltrated the heavyweight championship. They're now in that mix. And in a way, I'm surprised that they're rushing right away to put Brodie Lee in the title match, or I don't know if it's just the title picture or the title match because of the, there's still guys not there. The Young Bucks and Hangman Adam Page aren't there. So they're still playing with a makeshift roster. But I'm surprised he's already getting put into that spot. I was looking forward to seeing what he can do in AEW when they signed him. And I think the little flashes we've seen in the ring, he's very talented in the ring. It's just this gimmick is death.
What did I say 3 weeks ago or so on the program? How do you present this guy? I don't have the answer. He's big and he can look impressive, but I'm not hearing a promo. I'm not seeing an animal passion out of him. His outfit is horrible. The gimmick, of course, the whole Dork Order thing is just fucking rotten. How do you present him? I'm not getting a vibe on how you present this guy. Sometimes you just can't fucking figure it out. But they're not certainly not making the WWE eat their fucking sentiments with Brodie Lee.
No, not at all. And you attach him to this death gimmick, the Dork Order. It's just so stupid. So stupid.